stand at the two roads that intersect at my high school alma mater, Lansdowne and Garrett Roads. In 1981, my junior year as the opinion page editor, I led a group of students from the MITRE, the school newspaper, in an investigation of the traffic patterns around the campus. It was sparked by the tragic pedestrian death of a student from Monsignor Bonner who was walking on a rainy Saturday to take the college entrance exams at Upper Darby High School. As a team, we organized a 9-month grassroots campaign of articles interviewing the local Republican office holders, including the mayor, the state representative, and the state senator, along with the staff of then Democratic U.S. Congressman Bob Edgar. We gathered 5,000 parental signatures on a Sunday at the feeder parishes. The result was the installation of a pedestrian crosswalk light, right here as you can see. Apparently, the Department of Transportation discovered that this small road winding way made the design of the intersection an illegally constructed design. I learned the value of community service from this experience. It was a valuable lesson of making a difference for the people in my community. It was a valuable first lesson in working across party lines to accomplish an important goal, a safer neighborhood. With the support of my parents, my siblings and their spouses, my aunts who just walked in, my uncles and some of my cousins and friends, many who gather here today, I returned to this district to begin a campaign to represent the voters of this district and to give back to the community where I have the deepest roots. I also want to thank Cliff Wilson and his lovely wife, Mrs. Wilson, for attending today and for the support as chairman that he's given to my candidacy and also to a really strong primary. He's been a very, very strong chairman in the last 15 years. It would be the third time in my life that I have campaigned for this seat. In 1982 and 1984, I was a young student activist in Congressman Bob Edgar's re-election efforts. 24 years later, I was hired by Vice Admiral Joe Sestak's congressional campaign to organize these surrounding neighborhoods. In the last 18 years, I've combined consulting work in accounting, finance, and government relations, as well as some time in teaching, with an active role in Massachusetts Democratic politics, most notably managing part of Senator Kennedy's hard-fought 1984 re-election campaign, as well as Senator Kerry's challenging race in his 1996 re-election campaign. I have worked on supporting candidates and policies that promote good jobs for this generation of American families, as well as the next generation. Specifically, I've had the opportunity to work with the biotechnology and renewable energy communities in Massachusetts and Queensland, Australia. Just this spring, as a local opinion columnist, I covered in Atlanta the largest conference of international scientists in biotechnology, where the Milken Institute ranked the city of Philadelphia as the biotechnology region, which contains the fastest growing city in the industry. If elected, I will work to attract and sustain these kinds of economic opportunities for this district. I will support legislation and policies that yield strong schools to prepare our children for these jobs, while doing my very best to guarantee the safety and protection of their neighborhoods. Lastly, I began my career in public accounting at Drexel University's Cooperative Education program as a student in accounting and economics. I believe strongly that in these economic times, they call for Americans to expect transparency around all federal spending. In my domestic and foreign policy stance, I will demand accountability for revenues and costs of any initiatives or programs. It is the least that I feel that voters can expect as we work through this challenging recession as a country. As President Kennedy has written in his book on courage, in whatever area of life one may meet the challenge of courage, whatever may be the sacrifices he or she faces, if he or she follows his or her conscience, the loss of his or her friends, his or her fortune, his or her contentment, even the esteem of his or her fellow men and women, each man or woman must decide for himself or herself the course that he or she will follow. The stories of past courage can define that ingredient. They can teach, they can offer hope, they can provide inspiration, but they cannot supply courage itself. For this, each man or woman must look into his or her own soul. Again, I am a pro-business, no-waste, progressive Democrat who will work tirelessly for the voters of the Congressional 7th of Pennsylvania to promote its prosperity and to strengthen its schools and to protect its neighborhoods. I announce my candidacy for the Democratic primary for the U.S. House of Representatives in the 7th Congressional District of Pennsylvania thank you to my family, to my friends, and to the